What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. And things are heating up with this hostile takeover at Disney as new information has come out about CEO Bob Iger and how Disney is far worse than he anticipated when he took over. We talked about yesterday this activist billionaire who has amassed $2.5 billion in shares. Why is that important? It's just like when Elon Musk was buying shares in Twitter, and then he could demand a seat on the board of directors. Well, now this guy is also demanding multiple seats on the board of directors. Plus, he has a long history of turning companies around by removing woke politics, by removing any political ideologies inside of companies and focusing on doing their job. And you know that the indoctrination crew, the leftists, the people that support this stuff, pushing this stuff, they're absolutely losing their mind. I talked about yesterday about how, all the news outlets were reporting on it as a terrible thing. This could literally be the end of the propaganda era of Disney. If you like that, make sure to leave a like on it. And if you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below. Let's get into it. It's hard to find people out on the web, or it's hard to be found, and so I hope I earn your subscription today. Oops, I accidentally, I wasn't going to announce this till later, but I might as well tell you. Our most popular flavor of the year has been strawberries and cream, second only to blueberry cobbler. We have now brought in strawberries and cream. We're making strawberries and cream available in K-Cups. We also made a K-Cup variety pack, which includes 2 boxes of medium, 1 blueberry cobbler, 1 strawberries and cream, and 2 boxes of dark roast. This would be perfect for your home or office to have, variety pack. People have been asking for that. I wanted to wait till we got strawberries and cream out. Promo code strawberry and friends, one word, and you'll save 10% on both those pre-orders. They're going to ship in a few days. Bob Iger. And of course, it's my company, and I would really appreciate your support. Bob Iger found Disney in, quote, worse shape than he expected, now overwhelmed and exhausted, Bloomberg reports. Mounting troubles across Disney's business have proven a bigger challenge than the CEO expected when he returned. Bob Iger's heralded return to Disney's C-suite last year hasn't produced the rosy results investors had hoped for. And the array of setbacks he's faced have left the 72-year-old executive both overwhelmed and exhausted, even privately questioning why he ever returned. Well, I'd say that probably makes sense. I mean, at some point, you don't want to work forever and ever and ever and ever. That's like these, weirdos in Congress and stuff like that. It's insane. Disney stock now down more than 9% since Iger took over. From Bob Chapek in November, and activist investor Nelson Peltz is once again rattling the cage and pushing for a seat on the company's board. But the challenges at the House of the Mouse go far beyond potential for a renewed proxy fight with a cantankerous investor. The company is now in worse shape than Iger realized when he came back, Bloomberg reports. On the streaming side, Disney was losing hundreds of millions of dollars every quarter, and in 2024, and the 2024 deadline for turning a profit, a promise the company made to Wall Street was looming, even as cost for producing shows was soaring. A deal Iger shepherded through 2016 to acquire streaming technology company BAM Tech turned out to be more expensive than expected, and the tech was not as efficient as its rivals. Another deadline Iger negotiated with Comcast for Disney was to acquire the 33% of Hulu that it doesn't own for no less than $27.5 billion. And that's fast approaching. It's not clear what the value taking the stake will deliver. In addition, Iger fumbled badly with a comment about the demands made by the WGA and SAG after strikes this summer were, quote, not realistic, sparking massive backlash as the actors and writers on the picket lines pointed to his $27 million annual salary. The sum total of the challenges have left the executive joking, why did I come back? The report said, noting that since the once tireless CEO spent a significant amount of time on his yacht in the Mediterranean this summer, then was laid up at home following surgery. The musing comes despite the report saying that Iger, quote, immediately regretted his 2020 departure from the CEO chair and accompanying spotlight and tried to get his job back, an account the company disputed. Iger's return was heralded by Wall Street and staff worldwide as he had early success with fending off Peltz, who mounted a proxy battle over Disney spending by announcing $3 billion in spending cuts and axing 7,000 jobs. Those cuts came as a restructuring plan that created new divisions in the company, but is still losing hundreds of millions of dollars on streaming, and it suffered a string of box office flops this summer, despite a resurgence in theater going led by rival studios productions Barbie and Oppenheimer. Moreover, Iger seemed blindsided by the state of the TV industry. Bloomberg reported, with its networks rapidly losing viewers as they switch to streaming, the report said Iger now has few choices off but to sell Disney's TV business, which includes ABC, the Disney Channel, FX, and National Geographic, while ESPN is, quote, desperate need of transformation from a shrinking cable operation into a streaming service. This paints a picture. This paints a picture of just absolute disaster at Disney. It turns out that alienating 50% of your customers is probably not a good thing. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not like a $27 million a year CEO, but I would think that alienating, 50% of your customers, probably not a good idea. They were happy to do that, though. They were happy to alienate everybody because they could push the message. Now remember, they've lost, something like 8 out of their last 10 movies, they've lost more than $100 million on average. Rumors swirled that Iger was considering selling Disney to Apple, where he sat on the board for almost a decade, but by summer's end, that chatter had died down. Iger's instead trying, quote, incremental fixes, tinkering with the movie release calendar, raising Disney Plus subscription prices. Perfect timing, too, right? The economy's never been better. Raise the price. Whoops. Actually, no. That's actually not true. People are getting sick of it, by the way. People are absolutely tired of this ridiculous everybody increasing their prices and not increasing quality. People are in general fine with increasing prices if they're getting something more of something that they actually like. Rumors swirled, instead raising Disney Plus and publicly toying with selling ABC and inking a sports betting deal tied to ESPN. He also shifted positions on the Hollywood strike, stating that Disney's relationship with his creative talent is a top priority. But after all of his allies left Disney when he did, Iger is now increasingly isolated, the report said, questioning whether the executive has, quote, lost the magic he brought to the company during his previous stint at the helm. It sounds to me like failure is imminent, that the sale of the company is imminent. Just because, this guy can't, he literally can't deal with it. He can't deal with anything because of all of the decisions that have happened over the past few years. See, the thing is, it's not just, they had Indiana Jones flopped. That started 5 years ago when we had Kathleen Kennedy and her The Force is Female garbage, right? Well, what does everybody want? A geriatric Indiana Jones and some smart whippersnapper girl to humiliate him out the door and become the new Indiana Jones. Everybody said that movie was going to flop. Everybody. I want you to find anybody who reports on pop culture that isn't a mainstream media shill outlet, and find anyone who looked at that movie when they announced Phoebe Waller-Bridge and was like, this is going to make $1 billion. Everybody knew, but it was really, really, really important to have a strong independent woman who don't need no man. Never mind making a new story. They don't want to do that. What they want to do is pass the torch from men to women, and they do that in every single franchise. Look what they're doing with in Star Wars, right? Oh, Rey is the new Luke Skywalker. She's so awesome and stunning and brave. Even though she's never had to struggle for a thing in her life, she's cool. Phoebe Waller-Bridge replaces Indiana Jones. Now, okay, Indiana Jones 100 years old, the actor that plays him, but they've already had a storyline that would have passed the torch, but they didn't do that. Legendary Disney CEO comes out of retirement to save the company right in time for its 100th birthday, and nothing has gone his way. These are his decisions. Disney faces billionaire hostile takeover. It would be an understatement to say that one of the things have been pretty chaotic for the company in the past year. Yeah, I mean, what do you think's going to happen when they release? They've got what left this year of major film releases? They've got Captain Marvel, which are already panicking about. They changed the name away from the Marvels to make it Captain Marvel because they knew no one knew who the heck the Marvels were. And this is, I think they must have something coming out around Christmas. I can't think of right now, but this is kind of a big deal for them. If they don't make money on this, that will mark a whole year of essentially of tanking. Jim Cramer, whose advice you generally want to do the opposite of, but says activist investor Nelson Peltz's new battle with Disney is in fact warranted. Cramer said on Tuesday that Disney's holding in the CNBC Investing Club portfolio has been declining for some time now, so it makes sense why shareholders would question its value. Peltz correctly noticed that the stock is down huge, and that's probably not right, Cramer added. Well, yeah, no kidding. Why do people listen to Jim Cramer? You know, I don't know. But this is after the stock has fallen 24% since the last time he did this. I mean, I think that, ultimately, you see activists add shares while the company plans changes to ESPN and Hulu. I don't know what they're going to do. I think there are probably only two solutions. It's not going to collapse in a traditional sense, but it will collapse financially, or you're going to have a situation where they're forced to sell off a fire sale because, well, getting woke isn't an awesome thing. And Iger must make asset sale or suffer a full Nelson. I mean, this is nuts. It's like it came out of nowhere. And now, just like a deal with Twitter, make sure that if you haven't yet, you follow or you subscribe down below so you can stay up to date. I update 4 to 5 times a day on this channel. So as new breaking updates happen, I will update you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you get your coffee brand coffee, strawberries and cream K-Cups, or the new variety pack with promo code strawberry and friends. Save 10%. We'll talk to you again real soon.